KBS certified and have the diamond mark of quality. Devki Steel, Kenya's most trusted steel company.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more. Like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
Do more to protect yourself and family from viruses that remain on the clothes. Separate laundry that has been exposed and do not shake to minimize the possibility of dispersing the virus through the air. Soaking your laundry in water and hand washing powder does more to kill germs than just a normal wash. After washing, dry your clothes in direct sunlight.
They say we do the expected. We say we're more than you expect. Sunlight, more than you expect.
This is NTV.
Very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. This is NTV Tonight. It's 9 o'clock. As always, plenty lined up for you. This is what we're following for you.
Tonight, the High Court delivers another hammer blow. The CJ's advice now stands suspended as lawyers pick a side in this dissolution divide.
Parliament is unlawful and shall not conduct business beyond the 12th of October 2020.
It would be a grievous mistake to dissolve Parliament.
Also tonight, a soldier behind enemy lines.
I've been to Somalia, and I have even been admitted before for other things, operation and stuff like that. But I must say that this was the most trying experience.
In a fight for his life.
At that point, I was not sure whether I was really alive or dead.
Government spokesman speaks to NTV on his battle with and victory over COVID-19. Plus,
Karibu.
The splintered aisle leading from the bridge to unity.
Liwe liwalo. Wapande juu washuke chini. Hatuwezi kuendelea kuongea mambo ya viongozi.
And watering the shoots of rebellion within the ruling party. And also tonight, run-down frayed schools in dire need of relief.
Vyuo vyote vya wasichana, vyuo vyote vya wavulana haziwezi zikatumika.
And the flood of concerns as schools prepare to reopen.
Minister anatangaza walimu wa report school. Hii yetu ni iko ndani ya maji na hakuna serikali wamekuja kuchunguza.
NTV Tonight with Smriti Vidyarthi.
Joining us in sign language interpretation tonight is David Agondoa. Now, the High Court has issued temporary orders barring President Uhuru Kenyatta from acting on Chief Justice David Maraga's constitutional advice to dissolve Parliament, pending the hearing and determination of a petition challenging the advisory. Well, this came just hours after a closed-door consultative meeting between Attorney General Kihara Kariuki and the two speakers of Parliament. Leila Mohammed also reports that the Law Society of Kenya wants the House gone.
The petition by Lena Conchela and Mohsin Abdul Munasa asking the court to bar President Uhuru Kenyatta from dissolving parliament as advised by Chief Justice David Maraga argues that it would lead to unreasonable and absurd constitutional outcomes. In his orders, High Court Justice Weldon Korir has directed that the status quo remains until the petition is heard and determined. This means President Uhuru Kenyatta cannot dissolve parliament as yet. The court is now asking the Chief Justice to constitute a bench consisting of an uneven number of members and not less than 3, which will hear the matter. Justice Korir notes that the petition raises serious questions of law under Article 1653D. He further says that should the President have acted before the petition, irreversible events may follow. In a separate suit, lawyer Adrian Kamothonjenga has filed an urgent application seeking an order to quash the CJ's adversary. He says the advice conveyed to the President has not been published in the Kenya Gazette or any other media, and that failure to do so undermines the rule of law. An early Thursday meeting between the Attorney General Kihara Kariuki and both Speakers of Parliament was a closed-door affair, but an indication that President Uhuru Kenyatta may be considering all available options in this constitutional question. Details of the meeting have not been divulged. The Law Society of Kenya, which petitioned the CJ to send out the advisory, wants Parliament dissolved within 21 days.
Parliament is unlawful and shall not conduct business beyond the 12th of October 2020. The argument that there is no time for the dissolution is inimical to the express expectations of the people of Kenya that the President, as a delegate, will comply with the Constitution of Kenya.
LSK also wants the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government to withdraw all police officers assigned to members of Parliament or face legal action. They are also urging the IEBC to begin preparations for an election within the next 90 days. This development continues to elicit varied reactions.
Is it really thinkable that this country can go to an election on account of this advisory? This is why I'm saying it is proper that it be canvassed, it be interrogated in an open court.
Maraga amesema bunge ivunjwe. Mimi ni mmoja wa wabunge ambayo mimi nasema wabunge wote wakwende nyumbani.
With President Uhuru Kenyatta's hands tied for the moment, constitutionally there is no time limit within which he should act. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Elsewhere, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has once again distanced itself from allegations of involvement in the alleged procurement fraud at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA. In a virtual session with the Senate Committees on Health and the COVID-19 situation in Kenya probing the irregularities, KNCCI's Vice President Eric Ruto said they are yet to sign a contract with the Ministry of Health on how its members can supply material. The KNCCI chairman, Richard Ngatia, however, failed to appear. Ngatia is also the CEO of Megascope Healthcare Limited, a company at the center of the investigations. Yesterday, the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority preliminary investigation report mentioned Megascope as one of the companies that was awarded the questionable tenders. As the anticipated reopening of schools draws ever closer, concerns over safety and general welfare of learners, more so in public institutions, abound. In Nyeri and Baringo counties, parents are calling for the refurbishment of dilapidated facilities before learners are allowed back to class. Melita Oletenges has more.
Chanting songs of solidarity in asking for a vital utility in this school. These rugged toilets have been destroyed by heavy rains experienced in the area and are nearly sinking.
Haziwezi zikatumika. Na kwa hivyo tukaonelea na wazazi tuje tukutane tuweke mikakati tuone ni vile itakavyokuwa.
Kupitia kuongea na mbunge wa hapa Mathira, na yeye ndio mbunge wetu, kupitia ofisi yake ya Madera, lakini hatujapata jawabu.
Sasa swali yetu ni watakuwa wakikuja kutuomba tu kula tunawapatia kula, alafu hakuna kitu wanatufanyia kwa shule.
He had written to the board seeking authorization to have some of the bursary fund allocated to deal with those emergency issues.
But infrastructural challenges are not unique to Nyeri. In Baringo County, Chamus elders are asking the government to intervene as some schools have been submerged by rising Lake Baringo waters. About 15 schools in Sinthan, Ngambo, Sapani, Leswa, Kokwa and Nosukuro with over 20,000 learners are affected.
Anakaa tu Nairobi na kutangaza. Sisi nashindwa, hii ni kama ndoto kwetu. Hatuoni kama watoto yote waende shule. Na sio makosa yetu, sio shida yetu, watoto yuko tayari lakini hakuna mahali taenda. Na angefaa minister hakuja hesabu ile shule yote watoto wale wamechukuliwa na maji.
Meanwhile, Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha has warned against misuse of funds meant for purchasing desks for primary and secondary schools. He was speaking in Kwale County, where he inspected the construction of a teachers training college.
If you are going to steal this money like the public has already decided, then you must be so powerful that you will use so much money to corrupt all the county commissioners and corrupt all the sub-county commissioners, corrupt all my officers who are going to be the secretaries.
In the face of COVID-19 pandemic, this school is faced with yet another challenge, that of dilapidated toilets. It is now upon the parents of this school to build toilets for their children, yet it is a responsibility meant for the government. Melita Oletenges, NTV, in Gadoine Primary School, Nyeri County.
Well, clearly a lot of work needs to be done to ensure the safety and welfare of both pupils and teachers before schools open. We will be keeping a track on how the Ministry of Education deals with that before the opening date, which we expect to know next week. All right, to some politics now, and in what appears to be open defiance against the Jubilee Party position of fielding a candidate in the Msambweni constituency by-election, Deputy President William Ruto may still support a candidate in the race. Ruto has today held a meeting with an independent candidate. Zainab Ismail reports.
A day after the Jubilee Party elected not to field a candidate in the Msambweni parliamentary by-election, DP William Ruto, who is also the party's deputy leader, appears to be taking a different route. The DP has today held a meeting with Faisal Abdallah Bader, an independent candidate, at his official residence in Karen in Nairobi. Ruto had hinted at supporting another candidate during a press conference on Wednesday while communicating the party position.
I had a different view on the party fielding a candidate in Msambweni. I was of a different view, but because a decision has already been made and communicated, we will all stand by that decision that has now been communicated to the public.
Tutajipanga tu na yule mwenye wale watakuwa huko, na akiwa mmoja wao akiniongelesha vizuri naweza kumsaidia.
Charlotte Mariam had hoped to bag the Jubilee's ticket with the help of the DP after decamping from ODM. She stirred a scene at the Jubilee Party headquarters, demanding to be handed the party ticket.
Deputy President wetu akona haki ya kukua ama kusupport candidate yoyote ambayo anataka, lakini mimi najua bado atanisupport kwa sababu mimi sitochoka, na hata siponisupport watu wangu wa Msambweni wako na wao ndio kusema. Kwa hiyo mimi nasema hivi na nitarudia, tupatane debeni.
Naona aibu ya kwamba hatuwezi simamisha mgombea uchaguzi, mgombea kiti cha ubunge kule Mombasa, sababu watu wawili watatu wamekaa wakasema chama ni kimoja kile kitasimamisha mbunge kule Mombasa.
The Deputy President later held a series of rallies in Kajiado County, where he once again took on the very state he serves in over the Building Bridges initiative and 2022 succession.
Ndio mimi nimesema liwe liwalo, wapande juu washuke chini.
waende kulia, waende kushoto, wapande mlima, washuke mabonde. Hii Kenya tutabadilisha mjadala. Hatuwezi kuendelea kuongea mambo ya viongozi, mambo ya makabila, mambo ya mamlaka, ati wanatuambia ati wako na system, ati wako na deep state, ati wako na godfather. Sisi tunawaambia hiyo system yenu na hiyo deep state yenu na hiyo mambo yenu ya godfather, sisi tutakutana na nyinyi kama wananchi wa Kenya na God the Father.
The leaders who accompanied the DP further calling out the government over the Huduma number registration policy.
Kwa hii Huduma number wameleta wale wazungu wa kutoka nje ili wakuje wawasaidie kuiba, na tunajua sio pesa tu wanataka kuiba, pia wanapanga kuiba kura.
We want to tell you, we shall not allow you to carry on your shadowy criminal activities in the Republic of Kenya. Sisi si wajinga, tunakataa hizo stories za Huduma namba. Kwanza tunadai Huduma namba ile tumeandikisha kwanza. Nyinyi mulipata? Mulipata? Sasa kama ya kwanza hatujapata, ya pili na haja gani?
Zainab Ismail, NTV.
Now, with the COVID-19 curve on a downward trajectory, Kenyans are still being urged not to drop the ball. This as 141 people have tested positive for the virus out of a sample size of 3,307 tested in the last 24 hours. Well, this now brings the national caseload to 37,489. Of the new infections, 103 are male and 38 are female. 81 more people have recovered, bringing the total to 24,334. Meanwhile, though, 5 people have succumbed to the virus, bringing the death toll to 669. Trans Nzoia County has recorded the day's highest infections with 28, followed by Nairobi and Mombasa at 14. Kiambu has 9 and Migori 8. The National Response Committee is urging Kenyans to stay vigilant, as Helen Aura now reports.
The National Emergency Response Committee on the coronavirus pandemic says that the declining infection numbers may mean well for the country after months of soaring numbers.
We are past the inflection point of the curve, so we are now on a downward trajectory, but we don't need to drop the ball. We need to continue holding hands together, maintain public social health measures, infection.
The ministry has also stressed the need for continued adherence to the preventive measures.
We are rolling out what is known as behavior change communication. We've just concluded a 2-hour session with the community. We met with the leaders of the Boda Boda Association. We've met with the Matatu Association. We've met with the community health workers. We've also met with the youth. And we've deliberated on what it means in terms of adherence of the COVID-19 protocol.
So far, 16 healthcare workers have succumbed to the virus.
As part of the testing strategy, the Ministry of Health has highlighted the need to re-strategize, with the majority of Kenyans being asymptomatic.
The day's briefing was held at the Kiambu Level 5 Hospital, where Governor James Nyoro acknowledged the importance of the aggressive sensitization campaign against COVID-19.
We will continue to test an average of 100 samples every day, as we have done. In terms of our isolation centers, as we said, we have an excess of 600 beds ready in our facilities. In the next 1 month, by the end of next month, by end of October, we'll be having an additional 250 beds.
Governor Nyoro says talks to the county health workers are ongoing over terms and welfare. Helen Aura, NTV.
And now we take you into a quick break on NTV Tonight and leave you with our moment of calm. This is footage of camels and dunes in the Sahara Desert in southern Mauritania. Boundless dunes shimmer in the relentless heat, nomadic tribes following paths as old and inscrutable as time itself. Well, take a deep breath in as you enjoy that view.
All day, we expect our mouth to do all kinds of things. That is why it needs all-round protection. New Oral-B Pro Health toothpaste. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because your mouth is doing more than you think. New Oral-B Pro Health. All-round protection for your whole mouth.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
Are you looking to settle your family in an affordable, clean and serene environment? Look no further than Garden of Joy in Machakos by Optiven. The project strategically sits between the Mua and Koma Hills, providing you with beautiful landscapes, fresh air and a much-needed break from the hustle and bustle of the city. The Garden of Joy also comes with a jogging track, a meditation park and a children's play area, making it the perfect location to set up your countryside home. Get your value-added plot at only 1.295 million shillings. We also have flexible payment options of up to 12 months. Call us today on 0790 300 300 or visit www.optivan.co.ke.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
That is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix fans with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix fans, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
Hi everyone, welcome to the ITEL online launch. My name is MC Jesse.
And we would like to tell you more about the ITEL brand. New ITEL.
S16 series, 6.3 dot notch screen, AI selfie 2.0, gallery door, 2GB data bundle.
ITEL TV, the earbuds, IFB 11 super slim power bank, the extension strip.
Let's join ITEL to enjoy a better life.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, zero cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart friendly. Now it's even more cooking friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living.
Devki Steel Mills have provided quality building material with the widest range of associated steel products over the last 3 decades. Look for the Devki mark on a widest selling reinforcement, twisted and TMT rebars, which are KBS certified and have the diamond mark of quality. Devki Steel, Kenya's most trusted steel company.
When the world changed, it made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
Thanks for staying with us. He was front and center when the pandemic breached Kenya's borders. Kenya was going to war with an invisible enemy, and he knew better than most he could very well end up a casualty. But nothing could have prepared him for the intensity of the battle. Colonel retired Cyrus Oguna speaks to NTV's Olive Burrows on his close encounter with the coronavirus on tonight's Big Interview.
Happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Olive.
And thank you for speaking to us and sharing your experience with COVID-19. You recently tweeted something quite lengthy on your experience with COVID-19. You're looking well. Are you feeling well?
Well, I can say largely I'm feeling well, but again, I can't say I'm 100%. Yeah, because even after having been discharged from hospital in about over 30 days, there's still what I would call residual symptoms and effect of the pandemic on me or the disease, because I still suffer from episodes of breathlessness, but also I'm unable to smell as of now, and neither am I able to taste anything. So I can't tell that I can only tell that I'm eating this kind of food by looking at it, but I cannot tell by, getting the taste in my mouth.
Nothing at all, not cardboard tasting or anything.
Like you can imagine like somebody who is eating sand. Yes, that is what it feels like, honestly. And it is like what experts say that it may take a while, and there is no medication to be given for that. So the body system will have to readjust until it gets back to where it was before. And you cannot rush it. It's something that you just have to give it time for it to get back to what it was. But that is what I am right now.
Was this the most physically excruciating experience of your life? Because you were in the military.
Yes,
so I would imagine you're used to hardship.
Well, hardship is different from pain. Honestly, I've been to Somalia, and I have even been admitted before for other things, operation and stuff like that. But I must say that this was the most trying experience or trying moment for me, having been, in Somalia, surrounded by Al-Shabaab, but this was the most trying. Never been, and from I think from a young person up to now, I think this is the longest time I have been in hospital. Cumulatively, having been admitted before, but even if they were to be added together, they cannot amount to 30 days. This is the first time ever in my life that I have been admitted for around 30 days.
So it was physically grueling?
It was. Maybe what I did not write, like again, when you're writing, you cannot write so much. But when I went to hospital, I was 92 kilos. But within a span of a week and a half, I was 82 kilos. So that can tell you the amount of shock the body, had been subjected to.
So on COVID-19, the first case was reported in Kenya. You were right there. The briefings that are given daily by the government, you were right there. Did you ever suspect that you would be among those in that number?
I was always aware that, I was among the frontliners, as a frontliner, you're always, at risk of contracting this disease. Of course, you even gone to some hospitals where, COVID patients are actually being managed. But even as we're going there, we always, ensured that those containment measures were able to abide by them. There was no one time we've gone without a face mask. There was no place we've gone and, we don't sanitize where possible, or we don't wash our hands and maintain social distancing. So I think the next question would be then, how did I contract this? If I can see the line of questioning. I can't tell how I contracted this or where I contracted it from. Because I tell you this much, my life within that period has been very mechanical. Mechanical in the sense that, my movement from home was in a form of a pattern. That I come from home, I get to my office at Ministry of ICT up till about maybe 11, 12 midday. Then I go to Ministry of Health. We do the statement, we finish the statement, then we do the press conference, then I get back to MICT. From there I go home. That has been the pattern for over 4 months. So there was no deviation within those 4 months. So where I contracted this, a virus, I have got No clue. I don't even want to think about it because it will bother me for no reason. I can't tell. Even the people that I shared the vehicle with many times, they're all negative. My office colleagues.
And you found this out after they traced the people you've been in contact with?
When I was tested and I came negative, I called them, those that I was able to reach. Hey, I was tested and I am positive, please go for testing. So they went for testing, those that I was able to reach, and all of them were negative, including the, and I'm talking about, a vehicle is a very confined space, that if one is infected, the possibility or the likelihood of others, and most of the times we're riding 4 people in a vehicle, you'd expect the other 3, at least 1 or 2, to be infected. All the 3 of them were negative, including the people that I work with closely in the office. All of them were negative. So it baffles me how I contracted this virus.
On July the 19th, you released a statement denying that you had taken ill. There had been some suspicion at that time that you had been taken ill, and you said, I'm well, I'm not admitted in hospital. And then a few days later, you tell us you have COVID-19. What transpired there?
When I released that tweet, I had not gotten my results, though I had already been tested. So I could not come out and say that I am positive without getting the test results. Then I would have been giving out information that is not accurate. So when I eventually got the test results, I did not release it the very next day. You have to, think about the implications. I released it like about 2 days that yes, I was tested and the results are negative and this is what is happening to me. So that is, that time lag was based on that.
Okay. Yes. Do you think it's perhaps a bit unfair that as a public figure, people expect to know your status?
Yeah, but because I did give out my status.
No, I'm saying, but do you find it unfair, that undue interest?
I mean, yes, I don't think there is any undue interest there. Of course, some things are a bit personal, but looking at the kind of society that we are in today, and being a public, not just figure, but being somebody who is paid by the taxpayers' money, they need to know your health. I think that they have every reason to know your health. Yeah, but of course there are things that you cannot ask then, why did you not tell us at this time? The fact is that it was eventually told to you, So with regards to whether they need to know, I think at a certain level they need to know, because again, you are serving them. So they also need to know about your health status.
Okay. All right. Are there moments that will stay with you? There are certain moments that you captured in your tweets, but again, like you said, you couldn't tweet everything. What are some of the moments you don't think you'll ever forget? I think there are 2 moments. The first one that I will never forget is when I was unable to get from the washroom. And when you're there, you're wondering really, should I shout? And you can't shout because if no voice or no sound can come out. You can only, like we are now talking, because we have got air in our chest or in our lungs right now. But when there is no air in your lungs and your lungs have been completely inflamed and compromised and no air can get in, no sound will come out. I can't forget that. Were you on the toilet seat?
No. I had come out and I was actually just about to get out of the,
the washroom?
The washroom. And then I just lost all the energy that I'd been able to put together. So I didn't know how long I was going to sit there, yet I don't have the oxygen mask on. I don't have any cylinder with me. Not because cylinder was not there, and I have to make this clear so that it can also go up. I was offered a portable oxygen cylinder, but I declined to carry it with me. I was also offered a motorized wheelchair, but also declined to be ridden on that. So I had to struggle myself, despite of the pain, despite of the difficulty, to exercise myself, to try and get psychological resilience that I can be able to reach there.
That's one.
Yeah, that is one. The second one, because of the struggle and the pain to get out of bed, there are things you don't want even to happen to you. You don't want to feel pressed because of what it will take to get to the washroom. I know some people may want to ask, then what about a potty or a catheter? I didn't want any of that. And trust me, I was offered that and I said no. Let me fight. Let me struggle.
So that moment in bed,
So
what
that
is it
moment,
about
you
it?
know, that moment in bed, you are looking up and you hear, you know, I'm hearing, I'm seeing, you know, things like fans, you know, on the roof, you know, like dark fans. And if you look carefully, then they disappear. So it's like this, something you're imagining was going on in your mind that you can't quite place, you know, and have an explanation for. And then as I'm doing that, remember that time the eyes are closed, and when I open up I can't see anything. You hear some sound, like some voice or some people talking in the but you can't quite tell what is being said. You understand? So it's like you're hearing noises, like, but you can't quite tell what are these, you know, who is saying this, or where is it coming from, but it is in the head. You understand? So it's an incomprehensible kind of voice that, or sound that you hear, but you can't quite decipher them. You know, that to me was, and that's what I'm saying, that at that point I was not sure whether I was really alive or dead. You understand? Because it's like I was losing my mind or something. You understand? That was quite, you know, something that, you know, worried me also, and that's what I'm saying, that I convinced myself that if I have to die, let me die trying to stay alive. Yes, that is something that is going to be with me for some time. Yeah.
And that's not something easy to talk about, because if you didn't tell us, we wouldn't have known. Do you feel exposed, perhaps? Do you feel vulnerable revealing these things?
No, I do not feel vulnerable. Honestly, I feel that from my experience, people can be able to learn and understand that this disease is not a joke. It takes, you know, boldness for other people to learn from you, because you can't tell how it will manifest in you should you contract it.
What do you say then to those who are disbelievers? I remember when we had patient 1 and 2, a healthy speak to people after they recovered, that those who are like, that's a PR exercise. How do they know this is not a PR exercise?
I'd have got nothing that I want to achieve from this. I already have my reputation as a soldier, which was enough reputation. I do not want anything more than that. But I'm doing this so that my brothers and sisters who have not been able to go through that experience, they can get to learn that this is a very, very serious disease. Honestly, like I did mention, that when I went there, I was walking, very well aware that if I have to be here, I'll probably be here for 10 days. At the more, I even carried 3 books. I did not get to read beyond one introduction of the 3 books. Because even to read requires energy. To concentrate requires energy. And when you don't have it, even reading is a serious undertaking. Olive, I was able to brush my teeth after about 14 days. And I tell you why. Even standing to brush takes time. And to take time, you're using energy. You're using oxygen. When you don't have oxygen, you can't stand for even 30 seconds. So I have got no reason to come out here and play PR. For what benefit? For what benefit?
Absolutely fascinating to hear the truth behind the pain. Colonel Retired Cyrus Oguna was evidently hit hard by the coronavirus. He is still standing, but he reminds us that COVID-19 is real. It's not over yet. We must protect ourselves and each other. That interview continues when we return after this break.
Feel it all through my body, feel it down to my feet. I take it in
Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, zero cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart friendly. Now it's even more cooking friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Invention from Molfix just for your baby. Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Shushu, wamesema hakuna harusi.
Kwa nini? Hapana, haiwezekani. Mamisha harusi, lazima itaendelea. Nani anasababisha harusi?
Coffee. Sababu ya coffee. Nasema Safaricom iko na 500 MB free kila siku. Sasa tunaweza kustream hii wedo.
Hi Shosho.
You make is the bride.
Get 500 MB free kila siku and never miss a moment. Dial *544# to activate your offer. Browse bila was on Kenya's best network.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Wa Kenya, hii fight hatukuchagua, lakini tuko na choice. Tuchague kujilinda. Tuchague kuprotect familia zetu. Tuchague usafi. Kuosha mikono. Kuosha manyumba zetu. Ndio tulinde watoto wetu. Na tuvae mask. Future yetu iko mikononi mwetu. Kenya, let's do it for the ones we love.
The Dettol range is available on Jumia. Shop safely and conveniently today.
Mavuno Fertilizers, a soil and crop specific fertilizer in Kenya, helps improve food security by improving crop yields through application of scientifically researched nutrition-based fertilizers. More than 500,000 farmers in Kenya can have easy access at affordable packs of 1 kg to 50 kg across major agro-dealers. Farmers who have used Mavuno Fertilizers have realized 30% more yield. Please feed your crop and soil with the best fertilizers for future prosperity. Call us today and learn how Mavuno Fertilizers is helping in increasing food production in Africa.
So vile nasema, wacha nikubatie statistics. Niko na gamia 1,500. Tunakuwa drapo gamia na kuwa 6,000. 2,000 natengeneza leather, natengeneza viatu, wallet, kibeti, nauza hapa, na batia wewe 50%. Wacha niweke credit nikupigie.
Namna gani wewe? Hii mambo ya kuishiwa na credit kila saa. Come on. Nunua hiyo simu ya Vodafone. Calling fiber to fiber is 0 shillings per minute. And it is not expensive. Only 2,999 Kenya shillings.
Alo hali wa. Hata fadhali hiyo credit ikae ninunue simu basi.
Faibika leo na Vodafone for only 2,999 Kenya shillings. It will always be free to call fiber to fiber.
I'm really glad that throughout this period of COVID, we are seeing great innovations that have come out of this country, which is really key and growing in this sector, which has been affected. They now have actually begun to innovate. They've started new films that are now being shown in different car parks, where you can drive in and actually be able to experience and enjoy movies.
So, 25th September 2020, the Commission will be hosting a premiere of a local film, Uradi, which will take place at the Galleria Mall drive-in. Turn out in large numbers and let's watch and support local content.
As a country, we are actually taking these steps to move us forward.
What were you thinking about, not sure about tomorrow? What went through your mind? Were there any regrets?
I remember, giving instructions that please, I have a daughter here, for my madam to tell her everything, so that even in case of my absence, she is able to know where everything else is. So yes, there is a sense in which you want to prepare your place before you go. That is one. But there's a sense in which you feel that if it has to come, let it come. Because you can't stop it from coming. But again, you didn't want it to come. So you're saying, I have got this family, a young family, that needs me. I must stay alive. So really, it is not something that you can say your mind is totally blank, but you're thinking about so many things at the same time. And the number one thing that you think about, and that would apply for anyone, is your family.
So has it changed your outlook on life?
It has, and let me tell you what, perhaps not even that, but the day I stepped out of the world like this, I only realized how important it is to be out there. Really, that you're able to breathe fresh air again, you're able to interact with nature again, you're seeing people moving around, not in PPEs, but in normal, ordinary clothing. So for that aspect of human intervention in this, maybe not physically, but through prayers, I felt was also very, very important. So there's a sense in which I now look at, human interaction in different level, and also that I also did write that prayer pays, and prayer works. Perhaps before then, I'm a Christian, yes, but that appreciation, because sometimes we can be the same age, suffering the same condition, we are given the same medication, but one will succumb, another one will live. You understand? Then what determines that? Yet you're being treated by the same doctors. So sometimes there is something beyond the doctors. And I think myself, it is that extra hand that, decided that you are going to go back, and on this day you're going to talk to Olive Barrow of NTV, you're going to talk to the Republic about your situation.
You're looking at things now from new eyes, a new perspective, having been on the other side, so to speak. I know in your tweets you talked about being in the eye of the sniper. How has it changed your perspective about how we're managing COVID-19 as a country?
I think as a person we have done extremely well. And I'm not saying this as PR because I work for the government. I'm saying this because I have been there and I've seen what we have done as a country in terms of the measures that we're able to put. But certainly there is a lot more that we can still need to do, because there is always room for improvement. And there's certain areas that we may perhaps improve, not because we're not doing well, but because we can only we perhaps take it to another higher level in order to provide our people even more, care. And I tell you one, I was in hospital for about 28, 29 days. And I was on continuous and sustained oxygen supplementation from day 2 to the last day. And it was only when I was getting out of the room that I was not having it. Assuming that I was in another hospital where oxygen is competed for. Today you have it, or this hour you have it, another hour it is with another patient, maybe it is not there, the suppliers have not brought it in, I don't think I would be here. So my point is this, that if we can be able, as a government, to ensure that all hospitals that manage COVID all have got piped oxygen, that they can be able, when admitted, to have continuous supply of oxygen throughout until they recover. I think that would be something that would help us to be able to not turn this thing around, but to be able to manage those who have been infected and require oxygens, supplementation or all the time much better. That is one. But number two, again, this is not government. This is us as a people. In this sense, the government will not come to you or live and tell you that you must wear this face mask. The government will not come to you and tell you that you must be able to maintain the 1.5 meter social distance, because that information we have given out, the government has given out, and we are all rational and we are all sane people. We can understand and interpret these simple instructions. So we must ask ourselves as a people, what is our responsibility in this?
So, having experienced what you experienced, the worst of COVID-19 or close to possibly the worst that people experience when they get infected, what do you feel when you hear reports that the monies that were allocated to COVID-19 may have, and I'm not saying it has been done, but having been there, what does it make you feel when you hear reports that perhaps some of these monies were not used as they were for what they were meant for?
It may be unfair and also not appropriate, perhaps also irresponsible, for that money for anyone. Anyone. And I'm not saying that this applies to our country. I'm talking about anyone, it be in country A or country B, to divert that money for any other use, right? However, coming to our own country, whatever you mentioned, I have heard it even myself, and I'm glad that the head of state himself did mention, even did put together, a team or directed the various investigative agencies to be able to investigate that case and give a report within 21 days. And we can only hope that whatever allegations that are there will eventually be found not to be true. But if they are found to be true, then certainly I trust that the government will, even the president himself, will determine what course of action to be taken.
So what's the toughest thing about your job? The thing you just hate to do?
I am a soldier, and I will always be a soldier. And there's nothing a soldier will say is tough, really. It's a job that has to be done, honestly, and I think I enjoy my job, largely. I do enjoy my job, and I'm not, like I would say, I'm not saying this as PR. I like my job, and trust me, the experience from the military has also helped me to do this job, in this sense that because it is not an 8 to 5 job, the military equally is not an 8 to 5 job. Communication is throughout. So for me, it is always work every time. No Saturday, no Sunday. I'm always at work. In the same case, I was in the military. So I would say that...
but that can't be easy in itself.
If I wasn't a soldier before, it would be very difficult. But it's something that I've done for about 30 years in the military, so I don't find anything new in that. I don't find anything strange in that. I think I would be more bored if I would be working from 8 to 5.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
I believe that I haven't really looked a lot about what people talk about me out there, but I've had people talk out there about me.
So you've never been curious and typed in retired Colonel Cyrus Oguna?
I know there'll be many pictures, there's many things, but I haven't necessarily taken time because it's just me.
Okay, so what's the strangest thing that has ever crossed your inbox about yourself?
I think there was something about me when I was in Likoni. That was last year around August, and I think it was your station, maybe not you exactly, but Nation. It was one of the Nation newspapers that they came up with a cartoon about me, and like what I was saying was nothing but like several Z, like you're not saying anything that is comprehensible. That I found out there, and to anybody it would worry someone that how you're trying to do the much you can, but what is coming out is that what you're saying is not something that people find sense in. When you look at it the other way, is that whoever is doing that must have paid attention for him to come up with that. So really, maybe that's what I saw, and honestly, I don't Google as much about myself, because again, the reality is this. This is an open space, this is an open country. There are those who will say A, there are those who will say B, and if you're going to worry about what people say, you're not going to do your work. So me, I do my work, and I let everything else to God.
But it did hurt your feelings?
No, it did not. I can tell you that much fact. It did not. It never. And again, I'm saying this is me. It is me. I think perhaps maybe one of the things that I can say that God gave me as a quality and a strength is that there are things that really never hurt me, really. Because if you're going to get worried about other people think about you, even others who do not know you, then you not do your job. So you do your job to the best of your ability. Those who have got other opinions, other feelings, other thoughts about you, it is up to them. Okay, but do your job to the best of your ability.
Okay. Yes. Should I call you a master of crisis communication? I mean, you brought up Likoni, Corona, even KDF when Kenya first set boots in Somalia.
Let me tell you, I don't think I'm a master of crisis communication, but one thing I know for a fact is that everybody wants hope. Especially during crisis, all of us want to be given hope, right? So, and everybody wants to be appreciated. So if you can be able to, and I think that is something that I perhaps maybe one of the strengths that I could be having, but I have, perhaps from the military background, every soldier in the military, whatever little they do, even if they make mistake, first of all, you must appreciate the effort that they have put to make that mistake. So we were taught in the military that never be shy to appreciate something. Never be shy to say thank you. Never be shy to say well done. Even if it is your enemy. That is one thing we did in the military. And in the military, if you're not going to raise hope to your soldiers, then you don't have a force.
Well, we're happy to see you in good health and recovering nicely. And I want to say thank you very much for granting us the opportunity to speak to you and for sharing your experience with us. Kano, is that how you salute?
Yes, that is how.
Thank you
but I'm
very
retired
much.
now.
Oh, okay.
Not retired Kano, but Kano retired.
All right. Okay.
Why? Because I will always be a Kano up to the time I am being lowered down. So I will not retire from that rank.
Okay.
But only retired a bit from active service.
Active service. So Kano retired Cyrus Ogune sharing his experience with COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciated.
He fought a good fight. Oguna's battle on the big interview with NTV's Olive Burrows. And we are grateful that he shared his true story. Just a couple of responses on Twitter. Njoroge Jr., you say, we thank God for healing the government's spokesperson. My big question is, why now that some government leaders are leading Kenyans to breach the Ministry of Health's guidelines of social distancing and wearing masks? Great question there, something that baffles me too. Alex Omari, you say, the story is so touching. COVID-19 isn't a joke, but we have a lot of jokers on COVID. Let's not be too quick to flip the coin. There is always the third side of the coin that many of us either ignore or don't see. All right, at this point, we take a breather on NTV Tonight. Coming up, I'll be bringing you a little bit of the business news. Stay with us.
NTV Tonight with Smriti Vidyarthi.
Safaricom iko na 500 MB free kila siku.
Get 500 MB free kila siku and never miss a moment. Dial *544# to activate your offer. Browse Pilawas on Kenya's best network.
good.
We have an obligation. Make sure that there is safety of the students when we are looking for a bus.
That is why we are using the high tensile steel from Doshi.
Jijenge na Doshi Steel, chuma ya nguvu.
When you buy a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate, you can help change the story. That's because we will use part of the proceeds to donate milk to less fortunate children across our beautiful country. Let us come together and show the generous spirit that is inside of all of us. Cadbury Dairy Milk. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Ah, Helen Paul.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I've been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains removal. Harpic's thick formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach.
Wow, now I'm convinced, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours.
Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white clothes, towels and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Pants is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
For more than 10 years now, One Acre Fund has worked with farmers across Kenya to give them access to quality seeds, fertilizer, and farming inputs through affordable financing options. To find out how you too can join the 1 Acre Fund program, dial *689#. 1 Acre Fund. Mkulima Kwanza.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Top dressing tea. Avoid top dressing during heavy rains as it'll be eroded away. Weeding should be done before top dressing to ensure they don't regrow.
More than 500,000 farmers in Kenya can have easy access at affordable packs of 1 kg to 50 kg across major agro-dealers. Farmers who have used Mavuno fertilizers have realized 30% more yield. Please feed your crop and soil with the best fertilizers for future prosperity. Call us today and learn how Mavuno fertilizers is helping in increasing food production in Africa.
Tangu nianze kutumia Pika cooking oil, hata kabla sijaandaa chakula, kila mtu ataka kuonja. Nikuongeze zingine.
Life is a journey of faith.
How you finish depends on how well you prepare for it. I started mine 16 years ago. From childhood, I always believed that I can be anything I set my mind to be. What I came to realize, each and every aspect of our lives, mine included, has an Isuzu effect flag. It has always been my that leg. It's reliable, stable, and faithful. My dream is to make Kenya an Isuzu nation.
Jisot Nabonga is back and it's big. What's your style? Whether it's a phone with a great camera, a phone with all the latest apps, or just a phone with the right price to fit your pocket, we've got you. Jisot Nabonga Style Yako by redeeming your Bonga points for affordable smartphones at unbeatable prices at Safaricom shops and dealers countrywide or on masoko.com. Just dial *126#, check your points balance and go shopping.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Best quality KEBS certified steel. TMT steel bars. Produced from the most modern machines and technology. Reliable and with the highest strength. Suitable for all types of construction. That is, high-rise buildings, bridges, houses and roads.
Look for the Devki mark on a wider selling reinforcement, twisted and TMT rebars, which are KBS certified and have the diamond mark of quality. Devki Steel, Kenya's most trusted steel company.
Are you looking to settle your family in an affordable, clean and serene environment? Look no further than Garden of Joy in Machakos by Optiven. The project strategically sits between the Mua and Koma Hills, providing you with beautiful landscapes, fresh air and a much-needed break from the hustle and bustle of the city. The Garden of Joy also comes with a jogging track, a meditation park and a children's play area, making it the perfect location to set up your countryside home. Get your value-added plot at only 1.295 million shillings. We also have flexible payment options of up to 12 months. Call us today on 0790 300 300 or visit www.optivan.co.ke.
Oi, eta pale. Simama pale. Leo umenifanya niamini mtu anaweza mea ndevu kwa magoti.
Hi everyone, welcome to the ITEL online launch. My name is MC Jesse.
And we'd like to tell you more about the ITEL brand. New ITEL.
STT series, 6.3 dot notch screen, AI selfie 2.0, gallery draw, 2GB data bundle.
ITEL TV, the earbuds, IFB11 super slim power, the extension strip.
Let's join ITEL to enjoy a better life.
Welcome to the business news. And taxpayers will incur about 1.1 billion shillings in the relocation of electricity infrastructure to pave way for the construction of the 27.1 kilometre long Nairobi Expressway. The 62 billion shilling project, which is expected to be completed in 3 years, runs between Mololongo on Mombasa Road and James Gishuru Road. Victor Kiprop reports.
When the government announced that it was going to construct a 27.1 kilometers expressway through the heart of the city, it became immediately clear that making way for the multi-billion project was going to be a costly affair.
To enable this project to take place, to be implemented and to be operationalized, existing services have to move. Water services is one of them, and that's being done by the water companies. The petroleum lines is another one to be done by the Kenya Pipeline Company.
And of course, one of the heavy infrastructure along this line is the power lines. This is a very expensive exercise, going to cost about $1 billion Kenyan shillings.
Kenya Power says the entire relocation exercise is expected to be completed by November, but with more than 100 kilometers of power cables and 28 transformers expected to be moved. The key question is, how much of power supply interruption will this mean for consumers in the affected areas?
We are planning in advance to give alternative sources of power to the customers, so that in the event of removing the line, there will be minimal interruptions for the customers. In the case of the high voltage lines, we are using our liveline teams that were able to do those kind of relocations using the liveline teams, that there will be no need then to interrupt supplies to the customers.
In the past, Kenya Power has been on the spot for incidences where electricity poles have ended up right in the middle of a road or dangerously close to a multi-story building. The bigger concern for most Kenyans, however, remains the higher costs of power in the country, even as the electricity distributor seeks approval to increase prices by up to 20%.
Someday, Kenyans should be hopeful that, of course, the power, bills will come down at some point. However, this is a company. It has to run a business. It is co-owned by shareholders, government and other shareholders. They have made an investment. They would like to see the dividends, and therefore the company has to sell a commodity at a price that gives them a profit.
In the meantime, the transformers are coming down and big trees are being felled, in the hope that the 62 billion shillings Chinese-funded elevated highway will solve Nairobi's heavy traffic problem. But don't forget that you will have to pay at least 300 shillings every time you use it, as financiers seek to recoup their funds in a toll system that they will operate for 27 years. Victor Kiprop, NTV.
Now, the Capital Markets Authority says that investment firm Citon has failed to honour payment to investors to the tune of 120 million shillings. In an affidavit filed at the High Court, the CMA argues that the investment firm's high-yield fund, which is CMA regulated, is in breach of prescribed thresholds of investment in other Citon-related entities, particularly the high-yield solutions. On the 22nd of this month, the High Court suspended a directive from the CMA limiting Citon Asset Management Limited from investing more than 10% of funds in its portfolio and demanded that the market regulator responds to issues raised by Citon. Stakeholders in the Juakali sector are calling for the establishment of an informal sector COVID-19 committee to spearhead the rebound of the sector from the drag brought about by the pandemic. According to the Kenya National Federation of Juakali Associations, the sector was severely hit by the pandemic and the measures of restricted movement and needs a strong strategy to accelerate its rebound. The Federation is also calling for a coordinated effort across the 47 counties to support traders in the Juakali sector through a devolved government strategy.
In terms of cash flow, is the informal economic sector. So cash flow, loss of livelihoods, loss of jobs, little or no business orders at all. Many of the informal economic sector practitioners have dead stock since March.
All right, that is your business news. We're taking a break. Stay with us more when we return.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Boy, eta pale. Simama pale. Leo umenifanya niamini mtu anaweza mea ndevu kwa magoti.
Hi everyone, welcome to the ITEL online launch. My name is MC Jesse.
And we'd like to tell you more about the ITEL brand, new ITEL.
S16 series, 6.3 dot notch screen, AI, selfie 2.0, gallery door, 2GB data bundle.
ITEL TV, the earbuds, IFB11 super slim power bank, the extension stream.
Let's join ITEL to enjoy a better life.
Wanaume ni bidii na kusema leo niko ndani. Kuangusha mistari na kudamini ufahari. Form ni gani? Trust study, ripped them a classic. Form ni gani? Trust study, ripped them a classic. Leo niko ndani.
Trust condoms. Who are true.
Mimi ni fundi, naelewa chuma ya nguvu ni gani. Wini tulijuana 2010.
Kitengenezewa mlango na chuma strong, utakuwa ukirara usigisi nono.
Jijenge na Doshi Steel. Chuma ya nguvu.
Let's go Kenya.
I want to encourage all people in Kenya to visit the national parks, game parks, conservancies, and make sure they experience what's happening in the conservancies and in our national parks.
NTV Sport in association with Showmax.
That's right. Welcome to NTV Sport. I'm Watson Karuma. Now, Kenya's long-distance runner Patrick Siele has been banned for 3 years and 6 months by the Athletics Integrity Unit, that is AIU, for violating the anti-doping rules. Siele was found guilty of evading, refusing or failing to submit to sample collection, a violation of the World Athletics anti-doping rules. The out-of-competition test was to be conducted on the 18th of December last year in Kapsabet, Nandi County. AIU has revealed that Siele admitted the violation after the AIU's notification letter on the 16th of March this year. For that admission, the AIU and the World Anti-Doping Agency, that is WADA, have agreed to a 6-month reduction in the 4-year sanction. The ban commenced back in March. Siele joins former world marathon record holder Wilson Kipsang and former 1500 meters world champion Elijah Manangoy, who violated the same rule. Former world record holder in the marathon, Patrick Makau Musyoki, believes that the current world record holder Eliud Kipchoge and his arch-rival Kenenisa Bekele of Ethiopia have what it takes to run under 2 hours or even break the world record in the upcoming London Marathon. Makau once broke the world record at the 2011 Berlin Marathon, running in a time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Na wakati mbingwa wawili wameshikanishwa mahali moja, inakuwa hata kama unajiamini sio 100%. Kwa hivyo kuna ile kuangaliana, na kupitia ile kuangaliana ndiposa watapoteza muda. Kwa hivyo naona kwa Bekele kufunja rekodi itakuwa ngumu kidogo, unless tuseme mtu kama Eliud Kipchoge, sababu yeye ameshinda mbio kadha wa kadha zikifuatana. Kwa hivyo vile amekuwa akishinda, ndio morali yake imekuwa ikipanda na juu, na kujiamini kwake pia kumeendelea na kupanda na juu.
Eliud mwenyewe amejaribu kukimbia marathon chini ya saa 2 na akafanikiwa kuifanya katika ile ya Ineos. Wakiwa sasa wamekutana mabingwa wawili, wanaweza kuishusha hii kwa kwamba wamekimbia chini ya saa 2.
Mara nyingi mapeseta za wakwangi na pressure, kwa hivyo nia yao imefunguka, kwa hivyo hawana pressure yote. Kwa hivyo wao ukimbia kulingana na uwezo wao bila tashwishi yote. Alafu najua management ya London Marathon kuna vile imeipanga, kwa hivyo saa yenyewe itakuwa inakontroliwa na ngari na motorbikes kando. Kwa hivyo naona ikiwezekana
Now, Olympic athletes could face strict controls on movement and repeated coronavirus tests and measures discussed on Wednesday by a task force charged with finding ways to safely hold the postponed Tokyo 2020 Games. With less than a year until the Olympics, organizers and Japanese officials met for the second time with a long list of possible requirements on the agenda. Athletes may have to submit a detailed plan of the activities in advance and pledge to follow it or save their whereabouts on a map app, according to documents prepared for the meeting. They may also be required to undergo frequent coronavirus testing, including 3 days before leaving home, another on arrival, and others during their stay. They will, however, be allowed to train during any quarantine. The 2020 Games were postponed in a historic decision earlier this year because of the coronavirus pandemic and are now set to open on the 23rd of July next year.
In the parabola, she's trying to find the perfect position.
Now, Arsenal could face Liverpool for a fourth time this year in the English League Cup fourth round should the champions beat League One side Lincoln. Arsenal advanced thanks to a Christian Fuchs own goal in the 57th minute and Edin Nketiah's poked finish against Leicester City in the third round. Meanwhile, Kai Havertz's hat-trick helped Chelsea to thrash Barnsley 6-0 at the Stamford Bridge. Other Chelsea goals were scored by Tammy Joshua Makori, mwanaspoti mwenyewe, actually handed me this challenge where I'm supposed to just, jog on this spot for about a minute. And at the end of it, I'm supposed to say, let's go Kenya. It sounds easy, right? I'll try it in a minute. But remember, NTV will be airing the London Marathon on the 4th of October live. So make sure you have that date on your diaries. And a day before that, we have the World Continental Gold Tour coming to you again live on the 3rd of October. So 3rd and 4th of October, in about a week's time, there'll be plenty of sporting action right here on NTV. Had you forgotten about the London Marathon 1 Minute Challenge? I almost had. I was reminded by my director, Jackson, here. Now, I have Joseph on this camera, and all I'm supposed to do is jog. Well, here goes. A minute. Okay. Now, you can decide to do it, my style, just an easy jog, or you can just do it, a fast sprint like some like. But I'll just go slow, slow. And this is the challenge. So make sure you have that hashtag Let's Go Kenya at the end of it. And we'll be seeing you at NTV Kenya on the social media pages. It's a challenge, 1 minute challenge. Just keep jogging. Just keep jogging. Well, that's what we call a TV minute. So I'm looking forward to see your London Marathon 1 Minute Challenge on our social media pages. And some of you could be lucky to be on this very bulletin as we go on with NTV Sport. That does it for me. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely night.
NTV Sport in association with Showmax.
Let's keep jogging. Let's keep jogging. Yep, as Watson said, let's keep jogging. I am wearing high heels though, as you can see, so this isn't that easy. But do stay tuned. Lots of sporting action coming your way on NTV as we build up to that big weekend. Thanks very much for joining us. David Agondoa has been our sign language interpreter. I'm Smriti Vidyarthi. Do have yourselves a good night.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Kuangusha mistari na kudamini fahari. Form nigane, trust studied, ripped them a classic. Form nigane, trust studied, ripped them a classic. Leo niko ndani. Trust.
Trust condoms. Who are true?
Nearly 1 in 3 children across Kenya do not have the proper nutrition to grow. But when you buy a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate, you can help change the story. That's because